I'm Chris Mahon. I'm the national leader of the assurance service line at CohnReznick. I'm excited to bring this episode of the business of sports, specifically the business of football. I couldn't think of two greater guests to moderate today than Tom Walker, the Chief Financial Officer of the Dallas Cowboys, and David Kessler, our CEO. So Tom, you have the title of CFO. Me knowing you better than the audience knows you, you're more than a CFO. Your role in the organization is extremely complex. There's challenges, there's opportunities. What are the things that, you're focused on today, how you're navigating through those things are top of mind?
We're very much a family business. And so in a family business, you jump in and you lean in where things need done. Yeah, the complexities come from not knowing what's around the corner in some cases and just knowing that we've got folks who will try to figure it out. As we've grown and as that's happened, you learn. I'm a tax guy by education. I learned real estate from the gentleman who preceded me as CFO. I've picked up investments along the way. You grow. And so you do that on the job in some cases. Yes, you can go get education, but a whole lot of it is on the job and through your advisors. It's being able to call and say, show me how this transaction is supposed to happen. Show me how this transaction is supposed to be booked. Show me how we should plan for this, how we should structure for this. And so it's about having the right people to pick up the phone and call, whether that's internal or external, to get the right advice.
Business has changed. Our services have expanded tremendously. The geographies have expanded. What Tom said about, just how we interact with you and how you interact within your organization, very, very similar philosophy. We view ourselves as a family. We view our team members as family members. A lot of collaboration. We want people to be curious. The complexities, I think, that you find in your business, our clients see in their business and we have in our business with institutional capital, with all of the systems that are necessary to run your business now, all the different structures, all the different opportunities. That's what makes it exciting. We want to equip our people, our partners, 350 partners, and our team members with the ability to really understand a client's industry, understand a client's business, understand what their goals are and how we can help them and be there for them.
One common theme that you both said is team, right? And Tom, the days are long gone of us sitting in a conference room and hashing out working together. There's this infrastructure that we've built underneath of us, you with you, David with you, of how you're assembling your leadership team to help get the firm. Tom with you helping elevate from beyond a family business to what I almost would say a family office. Do you know what I mean? The structure that you've brought in. What are the key attributes when you think about empowering that next generation of leaders and the dependency you have? What's your approach? What are you doing? Or how do you build that trust and kind of let go so you can do more and elevate your position?
It starts with communication. If you can't communicate well, if you can't communicate your vision to your team, they can't remotely try to act on it. If you can't listen to their suggestions, their struggles, you can't try to help. The other part of that is you can't be afraid to fail. I won't say I make it a mission to go tell my team I've messed something up every day, but if I've messed something up, I will openly tell my team it's on me. Mm-hmm. And I want them to understand that it's okay to be wrong.
Building teams is the most essential thing to our success. No question about it. Some of my significant learning situations were when I've been thrown into an environment that was extremely uncomfortable. I felt like, why am I being asked to do this and put in this position, but you figure it out, you speak with your mentors, you make some decisions, you second guess yourself, you ask, hey, would you have done this differently? And you continue to learn and thrive. But I think trust is huge. You've got to have a lot of trust in your team. They have to know you trust them. Collaboration, communication, certainly, all critical.
In order to grow, to support that scaling, right? The idea of trusted advisors, whether it's in accounting, reaching out to get experts externally, what are some of the things, or how are you leveraging them as an organization to maybe strengthen something that you may not have today or to learn, and how you manage that process and really get the value that was intended to come out of it?
For most businesses, they're still small enough, it is far more efficient to use experts in the space who can stay completely up to date on law changes, regulation changes, filing requirements, deadlines, all of those things, far more efficient than you can put someone on your staff. Use them to do that part of the time, run the risk of them falling behind on some of those changes, and then not keeping up on the technical piece because they just don't see it enough. I mean, it really is. I would argue that we couldn't do our jobs without our partners.
So many organizations are structured differently, and their accounting and tax and different disciplines, could be larger, smaller, deeper. It really depends on how you leverage your outside professionals, what you want to have in-house and internally. And that's one of the things that's exciting for us, is working with so many different types of clients who are structured differently, and we can help them in so many different ways, whether it's outsourcing certain functions, creating teams to help augment what our clients are doing, of course being cognizant of all the independence rules with audits and stuff. But that's one of the things that's exciting to us, is finding solutions to help our clients thrive within their organizational structure and their goals.
So I think it's safe to say, as well as we all know each other, that 10 years ago, we probably ran our businesses, or each of you, or made decisions more gut-based. As it's continued to evolve in the pace of change or the opportunity, right? The professionalism that's been built in both of your organizations, technology and data. Tom, what are you guys looking at, or how do you use data to make more informed decisions?
We continue to grow in that space. And look, I'm never going to claim that a family business is leading the charge on data-driven. But for us, it becomes starting with our partners who can help us say, this is what we've seen from some of our other clients, from some of our other partners, whether it's family offices or business. If you looked at it this way, it would be helpful. So we then continue to try to find the right partners that we can partner with, like you, to advise us that, hey, to David's point a little while ago, you might suggest you talk to these folks because they could help you in this area. And we're continuing to move down that path.
We've hired an AI director recently who's brilliant and has already made a difference in our business with automating lots of functions. And we're just really on a precipice with where we are within our industry. But the one thing that's not going to change is it's not going to eliminate the need for people.
Yep.
So that does not worry me. It's going to change how people operate, and I think that's exciting. But to your point, Chris, we have so much information available to us, information that we have that we can benchmark companies against peers within the industry, and add value to our clients. And one of the things that we feel is really, really special for us is the deep industry expertise that we have.
What are you spending more time doing in your role today than, say, a year ago? What are you doing more of, and what's something that you're doing less of?
A lot of what I focus on is really trying to figure out where we're going to grow and how we're going to prioritize, because there's so many things available to do. And we want to stay true to our industry expertise. And we've created a world-class platform, much like the Dallas Cowboys. And we've been able to grow to be a top 15 firm. And we want to continue to grow, continue to create relevance for our clients and expand services. And there's a huge opportunity to enhance our platform with other firms in different geographies, and also with good firms in our current geographies. So that's one of the main things I'm focused on. But I spend a lot of my time really trying to enhance our organizational structure. Some, things we've done, inserting new positions, new leadership roles, as we continue to expand and grow and need more depth and expertise. And then, of course, bringing lateral partners in to our firm is one of the things that's very exciting. We're bringing in partners mid-career that have a lot of experience in certain industries that are helping us expand and grow, even accelerating the growth that we've seen in certain industries.
I could have taken those same words and said the exact same words and said that's exactly what we're doing, until you said the lateral partner thing, because I'm not involved in marriages, not doing that piece. But it's the same concept. It's beginning to look at the structure and how do you continually advance the ball. Mm-hmm. Clearly, in my case, I've got a decision maker who sits, and several decision makers who sit above me in the organization. So I'm providing them with that data. Mm-hmm. But it is, as the role changes, you focus on, I produce less output. Mm-hmm. And that's a transformational mind shift, because you suddenly realize, well, I'm not doing work anymore. Mm-hmm. I may be working more, and I know what I'm doing adds value, mm-hmm. but I can't produce a piece of paper that says to you, I did X, Y, and Z. Here's an audit. Here's a tax return. And it's a transfer. It really takes a transformational mind shift of I can still see the value because I'm supporting the folks who are producing some of that work.
David and Tom, it's been an honor to sit here with you guys today. I just wanted to say thank you to both for the time that you spent with us, and cheers.
Brother, it's been always fun.